They thought the king had fallen. They shoved him. They snapped at him. They dared to treat him like an equal. But Charles doesn't bark. He doesn't lunge. He doesn't lower himself. He watches. He waits. And when the time is right, he doesn't fight for power. He takes it. This isn't a story about revenge. This is a story about remembering who you are and reminding everyone else who forgot. It started with noise, too much barking, too much movement. The younger dogs circled him like he was nothing, shoving him, testing him, pushing past the line again and again. And Charles, he didn't react. No snarl, no growl, not even a glance. They mistook that silence for weakness. They thought stillness meant surrender. But the king wasn't broken. He was just choosing his moment. And while they barked louder, Charles stood quieter. And that was their first mistake. Then, without warning, he moved. Not fast, not wild, just forward. And suddenly, the barking stopped. The circling froze. What was once chaos was now confusion. The pack didn't understand. They had pushed him for so long, and now the one who never barked was walking toward them. No noise, no panic, just control. You don't need to shout when the world listens to your silence. And Charles, the moment he took a step, he owned the ground beneath it. Discipline didn't come with fury. It came with precision. One lunge, one bite, one correction. Not wild, not angry, just necessary. And one by one, every challenger was reminded. This wasn't a playground. This wasn't a debate. This was a kingdom. And they had mocked the wrong king. Some tried to run. Some froze in place. But Charles didn't chase anyone. He didn't need to. They submitted themselves, because in that moment, his authority wasn't enforced. It was undeniable. You could feel it. The energy shifted. The noise died. The air got heavier. No one dared bark. No one dared blink. Because now, the one they disrespected was the one deciding what was allowed. The same dogs who shoved him were now stepping aside. The same teeth that flashed were now tucked away. Charles didn't demand loyalty. He revealed it. They didn't follow him out of fear. They followed him because nothing else made sense. This wasn't fear of pain. It was fear of chaos without him. The pack knew it, and from that day forward, they waited for his signal, not out of obedience, but out of instinct. Some still tried to test him. The impulsive, the young, the ones who didn't remember the last lesson. And Charles? He didn't lose patience. He delivered reminders. Fast, clean, unmistakable. A quick stare, a calculated step, a correction so swift it left no argument. He didn't scold. He didn't punish. He restored balance. Because Charles doesn't dominate with teeth. He dominates with presence. And when the energy gets out of line, he doesn't react. He recalibrates the entire room. With one look. So when people ask, how did he become king? The answer is simple. He didn't bark the loudest. He didn't win the most fights. He outlasted the chaos. He absorbed the disrespect. And when the world went silent, he was still standing. That's the moment the pack realized they weren't following a dog. They were following a force, a presence, a truth. King Charles doesn't need a crown. He wears silence like armor. And when he moves, the world makes room.